There we go. Now we're going. Alright. So let's go ahead and finish getting situated here. Oh, and you broke a window in one of the teacher's offices. Hey, where are you going, Alino? And I think that will work. I'm gonna have to turn my girl Sailor down though. Sorry, Usagi, I gotta turn you down. Let's see, do I need anything else? Beverage, daylight, daylight. Beverage, daylight. Right temperature. Windows, lights, and sound down on the TV. Oh, by the way, welcome to my update. I know I have a tendency to look at my picture, which makes me, or I can unfocus my eyes. Yeah. Let me turn Usagi down. We're gonna play the whole first season, so I can miss some. It's not like I need to memorize it or anything. Alright. So, hello. I haven't been back for a minute. So I kept saying I was gonna make another update. And things have been changing for me. I mean things have been fun, but things have been changing for me. And every time I got around to thinking about making an update, I was like, but I don't know what I'm gonna say. Or I couldn't make up my mind, or I put it off and say, well, I'm gonna do it in a couple hours. And then somebody come over and I get drunk, or just be having a good time, or being intimate, or whatever, or going places with my neighbors, or, doing whatever, and I just wouldn't end up making one. Or the people I'd be around would be like, can you please put the video camera away, even though they weren't on the camera. So here I am, right? Let's see. So let's start with appearances, right? I did my makeup different today, so I'm not sure how it came out. I guess when I put it up on the big TV, because I got the bright light right behind me. Let me see about moving that light a little closer. All right. There we go. That's a little bit more light. Right on the situation. So a few things. Appearances. So my makeup's different. I'm trying to get more of an ordinary everyday. I'm trying to cut down on the makeup. I figured out I was doing wrong by not making my sponge wet, and I was using way more makeup than I needed to. And I've been experimenting with my lips and with my eyeshadows and different things, and putting concealer on top of the foundation to brighten the bright spots up. Because my skin complexion, I think, is a little ruddy because of the freckles and the redness in my hair, my natural hair, and my eyes. Because I have the two-tone hazel eyes with the green eyes with the red ring around the pupil. The hair is growing less on my face. I think that my testosterone is almost gone. All my hair growth has slowed down all over my body. But my neighbor Nicole gave me this thing that it's an epilator, or an epilatory device, and it looks like it's got a big electric razor head on it, but it's not a razor. And so I'll shave once, and if I remember to do it about every 8 hours, I will take it and run it over my face and get the hairs out, and I use it on my chest, I use it on my bikini line, and some days I even use it on my legs. It's pretty cool. So it's cut down on the shaving, which is going to save me money, which I desperately need to save. What else? Oh, so I put in 2 more layers of earrings in the last 2 weeks, so I got 3 earrings in each ear. My lips again are puffing. Feminized. My neighbor Wanda was up here the other night. She's sitting across the room from me on the couch. She's like, "Yo, go in there and shave before we leave. We got a mustache." I was like, "I got a mustache, huh? I got no damn mustache." She was like, "Yeah, you do." So, yeah. I said, oh, okay. So I got closer to her and I showed it to her and she said, "What is that?" And your lips got a crease in it, and it's red and it's white. And she put her glasses on. And I said, "Well, it's red out to about here, but not as dark as the lip." Because again, my lip is still continuing, seems to feminize, which is making my cupid's bow up here shorter. And then I noticed too, like, I don't know if it's genetic or if I'm just a little bit more androgynous, or maybe I was actually intersex and I just don't know it. I took a side profile picture and it seems like I don't hardly have a brow. You know? I also finally finished plucking my eyebrows after 8 months of procrastinating. I sat up here the other night, so well, it's gonna hurt. Don't be a big sissy. Yeah, so I was like, I'm getting better doing the eyebrows. I did the eyeshadow a little differently tonight too. I think I finally got the cat's eye with the eyeliner. The best I've gotten it. I usually give up and make it downturned, but tonight I actually did a good job on it, I think. And did a good job on the contour tonight too. I've been working on it, on the cheekbone lines and the different things, the brightness and the darkness, and drawing the attention away from the outside of my face and my jawline and everything. And I'm pretty happy about it. I got a tattoo. So I got a tramp stamp. You know, and if you're listening to this and you're one of those politically correct people that believes in censoring other people's speech, I apologize if your feelings are hurt or you're offended. But the bottom line is, in a free society where speech is not monitored, with the internet being mostly like a public space, that I'm not responsible for your feelings. I've done nothing malicious. And I'm going to tell you, like I tell everybody in my life, in public and in person, is that my daddy died a long time ago. I don't have a husband or an employer. So you don't have a right to monitor my speech. If I offend you, do what everybody else has done in my life. Say horrible things about me. Which I don't know, in my estimation, is worse than having offensive speech. Is to slander people and destroy their name and their reputation just because you don't like them. But, hey, apples and oranges, right? So, I decided that, well, you know, your girl was going to be epic, right? I've always been like, hold my beer. Oh, did you just dare me to do that kind of person? Right. But, I decided dressing slightly wasn't enough. So I got a tramp stamp. And I doubled down on the symbolism for 2 reasons. One, you know, it says anal slut. And then in between the 2 words is trans symbol. Because I'm also going to get a bigger one on my cleavage side on my right boob with color in it. You'll understand in a minute when I show you the tattoo. Let me show you the picture of it. But then I got that, and that double, you know, once again, to actually have the word slut on there. And then from what I could find on the internet, it said blue butterfly in that position symbolized sluttiness. So now I had her put it off the corner of a blue butterfly. So I really bore down on the symbolism, right? But in case the clothes weren't enough, you know, I also went heavy on I'm going heavy on all the symbolism to, try to minimize, even though I don't like to talk about privilege, but I kind of want to encourage people treat me less than. And I know that sounds weird, right? But no, in a way that I'm pretty sure that with this tattoo, and I run around with it exposed, that the people that want to slut shame people and control people are going to do that to me. And the people that want to come up and touch your butt and ask you to have sex in the bushes at the bus stop are going to do that to me too. And I'm going to have real nice, polite, and when I say polite, I mean polite. I only raised my voice a couple times since I started hormones in March. I have no urge for aggression anymore. But I'm still myself. I'm still the same person. But in a way, I want to meet all these people anyways, where they want to control and shame, or or where they want to sex somebody up. Because you never know where you have friends at, and it's also a talking piece. And the talking point being that no matter what you think about me, that when people go out in public, that regardless of who you are, you deserve to be treated like a human with respect. And it's going to be a conversation I'm going to have with a lot of people, probably. And of course, it's the same concept, and it segues into then racism, sexism, religious intolerance, classism, political divides. It segues into the whole thing because all of those problems are the same problem. Different people have different outcomes, and different people are affected differently. But every one of these problems that we're having socially is because people don't treat people with human dignity and respect. I've treated my enemies better than most people treat their friends. Because I took to heart, even though I don't like the Abrahamic religions very much, I took to heart the lessons I was taught growing up in one, about loving your neighbor as yourself. So the tattoo's more or less going to be a talking point. Tattoo artist was really cool though too. She was very cool. She's down at St. Paul Tattoo here in my neighborhood over here on the west side. If you're watching this and you want to get a tattoo, her name is Emily. And I think she's the newest one in the shop. She's kind of young, but she likes horror, and she draws and likes different things. And she was just really, really cool. Really cool. Like, I'm going back at the end of the month and getting another tattoo. So the other reason I got the trans symbol back here, and I'm going to get a bigger one up here, so like even in the winter time I can unzip my coat and have a cleavage line showing, is that watching all these videos, and even in the last decade, hearing stories from people who were trans, and people who had dated trans people, and people who had encountered trans people in bars and different things, is that I fully support anybody in their struggle. I fully support and understand that most people are afraid. I understand that most people want to be stealth, or they don't want to be clout because they're afraid that they're going to be hurt, or they have been hurt, or people ridicule them all the time. But for myself, in 9 months, 10 months of living as a woman, I've had 2 people heckle me out of a car window. And other than that, anyone else that was disgusted by it, you could see it on their faces. I mean, you can see, if you're aware of all that, people want to throw up all over you when they look at you. But all those people kept their opinions to themselves when I see them. And a lot of people are just flat out friendly and supportive of me. Now, I credit that to the fact that for years and years and years and years, I worked on all those issues that human beings have. And that's another thing. And that's probably a whole nother conversation in another video. But you hear a lot of trans people talking about things that they think that they have a corner on because they're trans. But these are things that some people are still struggling with. They're heteronormative, or rich or poor or whatever, in their 90s, if they never faced them. self-esteem, self-love, self-acceptance, body acceptance, confidence, creativity, being able to be introverted or extroverted when you want to be, you know. Um, those are things that every human being has to struggle with. Some struggle harder, you know. I, like a lot of people, was abused when I was a child, and I had to struggle probably all through my 20s before I finally normalized. But from there on out, it was just fun, but still peeling back the layers of trauma. Fun, And then I went to Iraq and came home, and it was PTSD. Almost killed me fun. But I was still having fun once I recovered from the suicidal ideation and all that. I had a lot of fun in the last decade, But I have a no prisoners approach. I'm not afraid of people. I'm not afraid of anything. I burned out, through, between hitchhiking and drugs and music and sex and communes and all the weird stuff I saw over the years. I burned out all the fear, anger, guilt, and shame responses I have for the most part. They're not vectors of control and possession for me. And I always had more curiosity than fear. And even as a shy, quiet child who was really gentle, I just had this innate burning personality that I would look right at you and be like, no, punch me all you want, but I'm not going. And I would do what I wanted and accept the consequences. I would do if I saw something I wanted to do, I would do a cost benefit analysis. And I would usually come to a conclusion. Anything that was fun, I was going to get my ass handed to me. I was going to get punished. I was going to get whooped. I was going to get abused. Whatever. Censored. And I would decide at that point that it was worth doing. And I was going to accept the punishment. I'm still like that. One of the things that's always burned me up in the world, and being around people all my adult life that were oriented towards social justice or restorative justice or rights or alternative lifestyles other than the mainstream, is that a lot of times the people that claim to be fighting oppression oppress other people the worst. Whether it's within their own groups for conformity or against people who they feel are the evildoers. And that's never made sense to me. Love always made sense to me. That love was more powerful than hate. And that either we were going to blow this rock up that we live on, or eventually we would get our act together. So anyways, I dealt with all those things, and so when I came to being trans, I had confidence. I was brave. I didn't have fear. I wasn't guilty. I wasn't ashamed. And I really think, and I've said it for years, I really think that when you walk down the street and you look people in the eye and you're confident and you smile and you're not swallowing and blinking and head down and looking away and clutching things and just, acting like a victim, the people respond differently to you. When you look angry all the time, people respond that way to you. You look ashamed all the time, people respond that way. So what else has changed? I redecorated my house. Physically, I redecorated my house. I'll show you that before I sign off the video. I'm fixing to just pull up my tablet and show you a tattoo. But I kind of got sidetracked there talking about the talking point of the tattoo. But Emily was really cool. You should go get a tattoo from her. She's young, she's new, but she's cool as shit. And she does a good job. I'm going back on the 30th. Oh, but yeah, the trans symbol. The trans symbol is, and that's how I got sidetracked, right? Like some days I can recover and stay on track. Like beverage. Some days I can stay on track. Today's more of them. Let's see, tattoo. But yeah, Emily was really cool. She was a new kid, and they all played hot potato because I don't think they really wanted to do what I wanted, and that was trans on top of it. And they stuck me with the new guy, or the new girl, as it were in this case. I've seen it before. It's happened to me before, you know. And Emily accepted graciously, and as it turns out, I think the rest of them are probably gonna be slightly jealous because, you know, I told Emily that I've been getting these tattoos for years. My arms are close to being sleeved. And after September, I'd like to come every 2 months for an hour or two and start letting her theme it more feminine so that I don't have to wear these gloves and thigh highs all the time. Because right now I do that because, basically, you know, more or less because all these hyper masculine tattoos, you know, when I take the gloves off and I got short sleeves or strapless on, that I just look, you know, even feminized. I look like, you know, maybe I've been a very angry young lady all my life. You know, so I want it to be a little bit more feminine, you know, blues and pinks. And so anyways, the other thing is that my breasts are developing much better, as you can probably see. Yeah, look at that, right? My skin again is softer and softer and softer and brighter. My booty is getting nicer, right, and jiggly. My testicles are shrunk even more, making tugging even easier. Let's see, I just want to make sure I'm flashing anybody. Okay, so, and then my hips, I'm getting hips. So, like, people have remarked them out in pictures, but you'll see here. So, this was in my kitchen. This is their outfit I got. So, you see my hips. See how my hips are looking? Alright, now watch. So then we got here the blue butterfly, and I actually asked for something different, but it was so cool when Emily showed it to me. I was like, oh yeah, but we need some color. Can we put a butterfly on it? So it's almost healed. The butterfly has a scab because she went deep on the color wash on the butterfly. So see there, it says anal trans symbol. And she did it in cursive. It was so cool. I'm so used to people that young not knowing how to do cursive. You know, but Emily was cool, and I'm gonna go back every 2 months till I can get my arms close to being sleeved out and blocked out. When I go back on the 30th of September, I am getting a stream of blue butterflies like you see sometimes in some of the magazines up towards my breast here, and I'm getting the bigger transgender symbol, so it's on my cleavage line here, upside of my bra, and then it's gonna be the thicker one with the blue and the pink in it, right? Yeah, so I don't know. I'm gonna probably take this off the stand here because I wanted to show you a few more things in my apartment, and I was gonna talk a little bit more, and then I'm gonna save things for the next video. Right, so let me go ahead and take this off because alright, because the sunshine glare is getting me. So like I said, I've done a few things. I got this really cool bracelet. I got a whole bunch of rings. I ordered I don't have them on this morning, but I ordered like a 64-piece knuckle ring set, so I got all these rings. I got tired of my single bell, which really wasn't meant to be on an anklet, so I ordered this.